Hey everybody, I've been to a lot of Disney pools in my lifetime, but I've come to a conclusion on what's my favorite, and this will be a hot take. Thanks for joining me, glad you did. Let's get to it. Now, most Disney pool fans always seem to come to Stormalong Bay, which is the shared pool between Yacht Club and Beach Club. And while I have a very special place in my heart for Stormalong Bay, it does have a lazy river, it is sand. There's a lot of features about it that make it great. However, I just like total package this pool for a few different reasons. One, the theming is incredible. You feel like you're in a Mayan jungle. The landscaping is fantastic. Two, the pool bar has some of the, it makes no sense, but some of the best food on Disney property. Try the shrimp tacos, try all the salads, super fresh, super delicious. I just saw a cheeseburger that came out of there that looked amazing. So the pool bar, number one. Fun fact, last summer, we spent so many days here, the bartenders actually got to know Michelle and I. Two, or another great perk about this pool, it actually has a hot tub or spa as well as the pool. I'm a big fan of doing the hot cold, it is this time of year. We're still in April. Water can be a little bit chilly, but if you get a little too cold, you can just walk 8 feet and you can jump in the hot tub. I'm not going to show you that yet because it's a little busy and I don't want to catch people on camera, but an also outstanding perk. A lot of Disney pools and resorts do not have hot tubs. Some do, some don't. This is one of my favorites. Great perk of this pool is they do actually have a slide, which is kind of a rarity for a moderate resort. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be Volcano Bay, but even the slide steam, you see the tiger prowling up there. Just another great added feature of this pool. And if you're not familiar with Coronado, it is known as a convention resort because of the amount of, get this, conventions that they hold and host. So generally speaking, today's a little bit of an outlier only because it's spring break time. So the pool's a little more crowded during the day, but I have found that during the summertime, during convention season, they're working. They don't have time to be at no pool. More room for me and you. Some folks might be wondering what other Disney pools I hold in high regard, and it's pretty easy. I'm going to go with, this is number one. I will give Stormalong number 2 overall. Grand Floridian, number 3, the adult pool, not the general pool. Number 4 to me would be, I like Pop Century. Their pool is pretty fun. They do a lot of activities. Here at Coronado, they do a DJ and games. I think it's 2 p.m. Don't quote me on that. That is going to vary. But those are my favorites thus far. I have not spent a lot of time at Boardwalk, if I'm being honest. But I just don't like Boardwalk. If you know, you know. But the Grand Floridian's the only hotel that I know of that we've stayed at Disney property where you're allowed to have drinks in the pool, which I know could be a deal breaker for some because, you know, when you're poolside, who wouldn't like a cold beer? Another reason why this resort really stands out because it's a moderate parading as a deluxe. 2 features, again, we talked about the slide, but the other feature here at Coronado is they actually have club level or concierge level, which I have stayed club level here. It's the only time I've stayed club level on Disney property, and man, it was awesome. It's called the Kronos Lounge. I don't know. I don't think it's Kronos. It's something like that, or like Navigator or something. Anyway, really, really good. Includes snacks, alcohol, sodas, waters, little grab and go. type stuff. Lunches, veggies, crudité. Dinner's a little heavier, but you could make a dinner happen here. I don't recommend it, but as far as just the snacks and the beer and wine, they do offer limited hard liquor. But just something to think about if you want to try club level but don't want to play deluxe pricing. They do offer club level here. You would stay in the Destino Tower, however you say that. But I've stayed all over this property. The casitas, the rancheros, all over the tower. All of it's good. It's a pretty large resort, if I'm being honest. But I find it walkable. It does have 4 bus stops. So depending on your location within the resort, you may have to wait a little bit for busing. Also, if the rains come, you have a pretty dope arcade for a pool situation. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What's your favorite pool here at Walt Disney World? As far as resorts go, as I'm back here at Blizzard Beach. Kind of curious to know if anybody's put 2 and 2 together on that visit to Coronado. If so, put it in the comments. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit like and subscribe. And if you hated what you saw today, blame it on the rain, Milli Vanilli. As always, folks, keep the parks clean.